Alright, welcome back to Downstage Gaming. I'm your host, Josh, and this is part 6 of our Let's Play of the Letter. Last time we sold the Haunted Mansion, and now we're living it up big, rich style, like Rose wants us to. I guess we're going to lunch, with only Becca and Zach could come, no Ashton. I don't know where this is going, really, because, I mean, we sold the house to the terrible rich people, Hannah and Luke, and it seems like everything's going fine, so let's see where this goes. Ash, on the other hand, couldn't be reached. All my calls went straight to his voicemail. He's busy on a case. He's at it again, right here today, gone the next day. Oh, he's such a dreamy mystery. His loss. We've agreed to meet at a nearby cafe, the same one I frequent with Becca, because it's always cheap and they give away free bread around closing time. Quaint, a little old-fashioned, though looks a wee bit out of place amidst the city's tall buildings, but we love it all the same. We call it Starbucks. Much like its facade, the interior carries an antiquated charm to it. This picture, I don't know that I would want to be drinking anything near this. Vintage art pieces and a row of and a row of shelves boasting an extensive collection of books cover the walls. It would have been nice to hang out here for hours on end. I mean, this jazzy piano music really has me going. But even on a weekend, the place is still packed with people. Thankfully, Becca and Zach have already found seats and are engaged in some casual chatter when I arrive. It's strange seeing the two of them without Ash accompanying the other. They've never been particularly close. Well, hey, you know, it's time to make a change. Sure, they talk when they meet, laugh at the same things when there's something funny, but there's distance, the kind born purely out of differing interests. That, or Zach's simply afraid of Becca. It's not impossible, and I won't blame him if he is. He might be the tallest in our group, but everyone knows that it means nothing against Becca's temper. Yeah, when she gets pissed, even I'm a little scared of her.
Zach! Becca!
What's up, gang?
You seem to be in a better mood today. What happened?
Well, you know, no ghouls, all money. That's the lifestyle we're living.
I know that smile, Belle. Come on, still.
Don't rush me. Let's order food first, okay?
Waitress comes by to take our order. On a normal day, me and Becca will order a hearty serving of their special vegetarian stovies. Zach takes anything with a good helping of meat, sausages, or potatoes in it. But today is a good day. Great, even. It's not wrong to indulge a little, right?
Today's special. For the three of us.
Well, really just for me, but you guys are along for the ride. Even the person jotting down our order looks surprised at today's meal choice. We went with the caviar. She writes it, nevertheless, and leaves without a comment. Becca furrows her eyebrows, her mouth halfway open, ready to let loose what's likely a string of reprimands.
Don't worry. It's my treat.
The glare she sends my way reminds me of the one I received from Mama when I punched a kid bullying my younger brother 18 years ago. Seems like a bit different in scale. Naturally, I never did it again after she made me apologize the next day. But Becca's far from being my mom, as we've told her countless times. A small, sheepish grin is enough to turn that frown into a defeated sigh. Food arrives in the middle of a funny story from Zach. I guess we just don't get to hear that funny story. That's a shame. Putting the rest of the conversation on hold as we are each served our order. It isn't anything fancy. Pan-roasted sea bass with citrus-dressed asparagus and a portion of mashed potatoes on the side. Or at least that's what the daily special board says. Okay, yeah, that's good. I never did pay any attention to it whenever I come here, since they price whatever is written way above what I'm willing to spend on food in a single day.
Oh, good. I'm so hungry, I think I'm dying.
You're always hungry.
Hey! Not all the time.
Let me guess. You skipped breakfast again.
Well, you know, I woke up late, Mom called.
Not on purpose. I may have overslept by a few seconds today.
Right then. Stop stalling, Isabella. What's this about?
We're rolling in it, Becca.
Let us say it, Rebecca. She wouldn't be inviting us out if it wasn't worth hearing out.
Pass her the envelope of
we're
cash.
waiting.
I'm treating you guys to a once-in-a-century thing.
An expectant grin breaks out of my face, except...
I'm sorry, say that again.
And this is important because...
Becca only raises an eyebrow at me, while Zach appears like he didn't get the punchline to another lame joke Ash made, and is desperately searching for someone to explain it. Oh, bummer. Maybe I should rephrase it? Well, we're... this is just mean. Ash is not here, so we should celebrate. I mean, yeah, my instant noodle days are over, right? Like, what? I don't understand why we would be like a complete jerk. My instant noodle days are over. Who liked it? Zach loves it. Becca, I mean, that seems clear. It seems like if I picked the other one, everyone would have been angry.
Guess what, guys? I'm paying! I sold the house!
Woo! As the news sinks in, their expression goes from sheer bewilderment to utter surprise. That's more like it.
You heard me right, ladies and gentlemen. As of today, I'm Maria Isabella Grace Cruz Santos and free from my instant noodle binge.
I mean, unless I want to, you know. Sometimes you want the
Seriously?
instant noodles.
Hold it, Belle. You sold the house?
You? You complete moron?
Which house is this? In Anselm Village?
Yeah, Anselm
the
Village.
one with the open house yesterday?
The one and only. Come on, Becca. I know you've got a better memory than that.
Oh, wow.
I mean, we did spend
That's,
like all of last night talking about it. She lets out a hum. Although she's nodding, she gives the impression of someone who has heard something unbelievable and is still forcing her brain to absorb it. Did she think we wouldn't be able to sell it? God, Becca's gonna need to put in some work if she's gonna make my opinion of her turn around at this point. Have some faith in me, Becca. Am I not your best friend or what?
You don't believe me?
The words tumble out of my mouth before I can stop them. I've been trying to avoid bringing up yesterday's little spat, and judging from the looks on their faces, it seems they are too. Me and my stupid mouth.
I'm sure it ain't the way you're thinking, Bella.
No, I do believe you.
You're just so incompetent.
But don't you think the sale happened a bit too fast?
Oh, it's shady as
the
all
open
get
house
out.
only started yesterday.
Oh, Becca,
and now
don't-
you already have a buyer?
Don't get me wrong. The whole thing is massively shady.
It
But
happens from time to time.
Yeah, but look, I'm happy for you. Just yesterday, you've been really worried where to get money for your dad's new treatment. And now, all of a sudden, you have
are
something.
you suggesting I stole?
What if the sale doesn't push through, or I don't know, they're a fraud, or they suddenly back out?
Yeah, it's all possible.
Isn't it a little too early to celebrate?
Rebecca does have a point, Bella. If you haven't closed the deal yet, there's still a chance they'll go back on it.
They don't seem like it to me. The lady appeared to really want it, and she approached me without even finishing the tour.
It's true. Pressured me into it more like. She really dug into my shoulder. But I'm not going to tell Becca about that. Knowing her, she'd only worry.
And she already hired someone to handle the house's interior design.
You're joking. Who would do that?
The Wrights, apparently.
They're always right.
It's actually pretty funny. She's a bit too excited to get the property, she forgot to buy it.
That's hilarious, Isabella.
At any rate, they've already signed the agreement today, so it's just a matter of time. And don't tell anyone about this, but Ma'am Hannah also gave us something extra.
Wink.
Something as in...
Oh, Becca, don't make me say it.
As in, it's why I can treat you two to a free meal.
I'm almost surprised you accepted it.
I've willingly become her servant for cash.
She didn't really give us a choice in the matter. So don't lose sleep over this, okay? The couple really want the house. If Rose didn't stop them, they'd likely have paid up front for it yesterday. That's despite the legends, too. I even tried to show them the letter. But nope. I want this house, darling. Go take all our money.
Oh, man. That's a worse Hannah than maybe I could do.
You don't really think they believe that, do you? I'm pretty sure for them, those are just rumors as well. No one is that superstitious in this day and age, Belle.
No one believes that nonsense but you, Belle.
Well, there's you.
Yeah, there we go.
You know what? I'll just eat all of these by myself.
Oh, alright. I began to gather their plates to my side, the food in each still untouched. A laugh almost escapes my mouth with the way Zach's expression quickly changes to disappointment. Becca's hand interrupts me just as I'm about to pull her plate closer to me.
I'm kidding. Don't go all pouty on
Oh,
me
you
again.
are freaking one to talk.
I'm just concerned you'll get hurt if this doesn't happen. I know how badly you want to close this deal for your papa.
I'm sure he's gonna be fine now, though, with the money. They don't know yet. I think I'll call them tomorrow. Let them know things will be easier.
I mean, yeah, we're clearly wrapping this story up. There's probably about like another 10 minutes or so left, and then this is it. I don't know why they even bother with the notion that like you're gonna play as other characters, because this is pretty much it.
Mama said this morning he's showing progress with the new treatment, too. It's just a matter of time.
I allow myself to smile, genuine and uninhibited. It's strange talking about this with other people, even those who have known you long enough. But today, things simply feel a whole lot lighter with them here. Lunch passes in an enjoyable fashion. A laugh here, a playful jab there, but most of it is spent on catching up and telling stories about whatever's keeping us busy these days. Something we couldn't afford to do the day before, taking into account what happened. Even Becca's surprisingly chatty. Is there something in the sea bass we ate? Or is it the fact that Ashton isn't here, causing drama? Zach, though, appears less energetic. While he's far from being the life of a party, he's definitely not the type to get quiet in a conversation with his friends. Zach seems like the life of the party to me, I don't know. Apart from a few inputs, he's been silent the entire time. If Becca notices...
Are you sure you're not feeling under the weather, Zachary?
Oh, she did.
No, I'm okay. No worries, Rebecca.
Doesn't sound okay to me.
It's okay. I might be feeling a little bummed out today, but I'm sure this will pass.
This too shall pass.
Is it about the reviews this morning?
Oh, no. A pained expression crosses Zach's face, and almost immediately, Becca retreats in her inquiry as though the man's look is enough of an answer for her. I look between the two of them. Did I miss something? What happened this morning? Did I stumble on a big secret? I mean, this should be... Isabella, are you paying attention? This is why I don't like waking up late.
You heard about those, huh?
Sorry, I just happened to check on some sites this morning.
Nah, it's a very sensitive topic in the first place. I should have expected it.
What reviews?
Becca glances at Zach, her emotions unsure, eyes asking for his consent on the matter. Although there's a small desire to keep asking on my part, I don't dare voice it out. With Zach, it's always been better to wait, let him speak on his own. Becca too, to some extent, although with her, explosions of temper are more common. In the end, he simply answers with a shift of his shoulders, gesturing for her to go on with a tilt of his head.
It's his movie.
That doesn't explain anything. Stop dangling the information,
Stop
Becca.
you dangling, Becca! I mean, maybe we would know more if we actually watched the movie.
Zachary, I'm not the one supposed to be telling her about this. It's still your documentary.
Is it something bad?
Not bad per se. You guys don't need to dwell on it much.
Bad? Listen here. I wouldn't trivialize what those bowheads wrote if I were you.
What?
They're ruining other people's jobs.
From how her tone rises in anger, it seems like she's the one slighted and not Zach. A snicker escapes me, which I promptly stamp down as soon as she sends me a hard look.
This isn't a laughing matter, Isabella. Some bowbag just insulted him.
Ah, not a bow bag.
Calm down, Rebecca. Those are just reviews, and it happens a lot.
I do not ken about you two, but calling the entire film an out-and-out dribble, you're better off watching an educational kids' TV show, and worst 1.5 hour of my life, among other things, isn't exactly a critique any decent movie reviewer would say.
I can think of a lot of, YouTubers that might. And, maybe it's for the best that we didn't watch this movie now.
If you could call that a critique, did we even watch the same film?
Well, Becca, you may be a little biased.
Maybe I ain't cut out for it. Better stick with my photography or something. If nothing else, this helped me open my eyes to what I can and can't do.
You're giving up.
It wasn't a question.
It was just something experimental I did on my free time anyway. It's no big deal.
But you worked on it for months.
Doesn't look like it matters for those people.
Don't say that!
My palm strikes the table, sending the tableware on top clinking against each other. I didn't even notice when I rose from my seat. Isabella is pretty bad at not making scenes at pretty much every place she goes to. But here I am, chest heaving, looking down at him in the same manner a teacher would at any unruly student. Becca's probably proud. I didn't mean to yell, but there are some things people like Zach aren't supposed to say. How exasperating. He, of all people, should know.
It's just a review.
Except they're pretty well-known critics.
Why does that matter? They aren't the ones calling the shots on this. Isn't that why they have a committee?
What?
Right, Becca?
Oh, for the award. An amused gleam is in her eyes when I turn to her. What does she find so entertaining here? Help me here. Your friend's about to quit his passion for a petty reason. I haven't read what those people wrote about his work, but a few scathing words shouldn't be enough to discourage someone. I should know. After all, I'm...
Failing means you're playing, Zach. Not that I'm saying it's bad. I've seen it from start to finish, and I know for myself what you created isn't something people should scoff at. I don't know anything about filming or photography. Hell, I don't have an inkling of artistry in me except for those doodles I make for class.
I want to see these doodles.
But I know what I watched. Look at Isabella. It's not every day you see her all riled up like this.
I don't know. She gets pretty riled up pretty easily from what I've seen. Whatever I'm about to say gets lost in my tongue as a flush of embarrassment blooms across my face.
It was a heat of the moment thing. And anyway, I'll be very angry with you if you quit.
I'll also be angry, Zach.
What about the exhibit?
For whatever that's worth.
What exhibit?
Classified information.
Even if I bring you your favorite tonight?
Nope, not a chance.
Oh, come on! I thought we aren't supposed to have secrets.
Except for the fact that you like Ashton.
Thanks, you two. I might need some time alone to myself for a while. Just to think about things, how I'll go from here, that sort of stuff. Hey, I'm not quitting, Bella. Don't give me that face.
There's no face at all. Only a poor imitation of a puppy dog eyes, if you could call this one.
Promise?
I'll be damned if I break any promise I make to you guys.
See, Zach's a great
Besides,
guy.
you're right. It's too early to say anything right now. What's night ain't for another week.
That's true. That's all the answer I needed from him. As sentimental as it sounds, there's fulfillment in knowing another person you know won't take the same path you've walked. Okay, so again, we're getting something here between this and what we found out about Rose last time, that clearly Isabella wanted to do something else and then dropped out on it, presumably to make more money for her family. It's not like it's over for me, though. I still have time. I can still come back. Do my own thing. Do what I really want to do. I'm trying to guess what it could possibly be. Surely, once Papa recovers, once I'm done with everything. Inside my bag, my phone buzzes unexpectedly, breaking the pleasant afternoon lull. The screen shows Rose.
Hey, Isabel. You at the office?
Are you drunk?
Ha ha. Very funny, Rose. I'm hanging up.
Don't, I'm kidding. BRC says
What
the
is
floor
the
plan
joke?
copies are ready for Miss McCullough to pick up.
Okay. She states that as if it already explains everything. Then, out of the blue, she launches a long rant about the awful state of Luxmorn streets. All of which she says in a single breath that I can barely keep up, and make out a single word. I stay quiet, if only to avoid becoming the next object of her frustration. She's similar to Becca in that regard.
I'm stuck in horrendous traffic right now. Bloody stupid drivers.
When she has finally run out of things to complain about and stops, what she says next still has none of what I'm hoping to hear from her. Just a quick mumbled plea for me to meet the right interior designer in her stead, and a
Anyway, I'll leave it to you. Bye. Thanks.
classic Rose. She ends the call without even asking for my input. Sky is okay, so usually afternoon. Sky is cloudless, and the noontime sun is beating down on the hard concrete when we leave the cafe. It's far from unbearable, but it's enough to put most people in a fickle mood or make them vulnerable to catching something. No wonder we have staff members going AWOL lately, not to mention my boss's mercurial moods. I can't believe I'm saying this, but I want our usual cloudy weather back. Yeah, now we're talking. For all the gripes about the unpredictable weather, though, the streets of Luxmorn remain constantly busy. I mean, you know, when you live by Mrs. Flowers, you gotta get out in the street. The hurried tapping of shoes against the pavement and inane chatter coming from the lunchtime crowd fill the humid afternoon air. A small reminder of the things we still have to do, regardless of how much I want to return to the comfort of my bed. Back to Briar Realty for me, Zach to a meeting with a magazine publisher featuring luxury houses, and Becca to her lesson plans and books at home. But, more than once, I catch her sneaking a longing glance over something displayed on a shop window. Did she want to buy something? Maybe I can get it for her this Christmas. I turned my head at the last shop she checked out. A fleeting glimpse. The world stills. Oh, Jesus. She looks at me, eyes hollow, gaze piercing, and boring into my very soul, like a set of chains to keep my whole body still. There are no shadows or whispers this time. Only a plea. A hum, low and indistinct, compelling me, beckoning me, intent on dragging me to the void beyond the glass. I don't dare move. My heart hammers against my ribs, each beat, every thump screaming at me to look away and make a run for it. But I can't. I couldn't. All of my limbs feel heavy while my own breathing strains in the face of her calls.
Leave me alone.
Her mouth is stretched in a grin, wide and unpleasant. The panic building up in my chest forces me to take a tentative step back. I try not to stare at the decaying flesh, the blood streaming from the gaping wounds in her arm, or her nailless fingers. I don't want this. Not like this. Not after I got what I want for Papa.
No, stop. Leave me alone.
Her face contorts and she lets out a wail, sharp and utterly unforgiving. Rage. There is only hatred and bitterness, as if the very notion of turning away from her is an offense in itself.
Please, I don't want this!
Before I know it, I'm stumbling backwards, my own throat hoarse from screams I didn't even notice already coming out of my mouth. The back of my feet catches on a loose stone, setting me sprawling on the ground. The resulting pain completely jolts me out of the haze blurring in my mind. For a little while, my surroundings appear unfamiliar, until Becca's face swims into my vision. I'm curious how this is gonna go. A look of concern is on her face, and her hands are gripping my arms tight. Even Zach appears beside himself with worry, while he stands behind her, acting as a shield against the small crowd of onlookers already forming around us.
What happened?
I'm just insane.
Bella, you okay?
My mouth opens and closes, but nothing comes out. The words refuse to form. On impulse, I sneak a swift glance at the display window. She's gone. Yet the foreboding feeling hasn't left me. My hands are shaking as I push myself off the ground, my weakened limbs relying solely on reflex and muscle memory. Something icy has made its home at the pit of my stomach. I want to throw up, anything to get the wretched sensation out.
You were screaming.
I was, in public.
Zach, call someone.
No, don't. I'm good. I'm good.
Good! Listen, Becca, it's all
I
good.
need to get to the office. Rose, the floor plans. Someone's going to pick it up.
Oh, Jesus.
I'll see you later.
Careful. Don't stand up yet. Stay put, Isabella. Zach, you watch over her for me. I'll call for someone.
For someone, good. I attempt to smile to put her at ease, but it likely comes off as a grimace. Gently, I pushed her hands off my shoulders. My knees are still trembling, but I can stand. Leave. Leave me. Stay away. Away. The humidity's stifling, everyone's stares are unnerving, and Becca's and Zach's concerns are suffocating. I don't want to be here. No more. I break into a run. This. I wish I hadn't left my bed this morning. Here, with only the occasional drips of water on the sink and the whirring of the fan blades to keep me company, it's easy to fall into a cycle of negative thinking. But even with the clutter to keep me company, the room still feels a whole lot bigger than usual. I hug my knees closer as a group passes by outside. Loud. So loud. If only there was a way to tune everything out, to keep my head from replaying every image, every sound of her. Her screams, her awkward gait as she reaches for me, her bone-chilling smile, her pleas for... Enough. That's enough. A shiver passes over me, though it's not from the hair still hanging damp against my back, nor the draft that enters the room from the windows I've left wide open. My gaze shifts over the letter sitting on the coffee table. Its edges flutter innocuously as the wind touches it. I mean, we sent it to 5 people. Shouldn't we be good? Funny how a terribly hilarious-looking chain letter can bring this much trouble. The impulse to throw it away or rip it to pieces is still there. Why don't we do it, Isabella? I can easily do it, but after that, what? Will she leave me? What about those people who've already seen it? Will they be okay? Who cares? This uncertainty gnaws at me, knowing that she's real and might also go after the people I care about. I just wish someone would listen. Believe me. The abrupt break in silence nearly makes me jump out of my skin. Blindly, I fish out my phone from under the mess of papers and cushions, where I've carelessly thrown it before taking a shower hours ago. Ash's name flashes brightly on the screen. Is he calling because of this afternoon?
Thank you so much for spamming my inbox, scaredy cat.
Oh, I don't like this.
Hey, Ash.
What's wrong?
I just had a long day. The couple who
Oh,
bought
okay,
the
she
house
did
wanted
call
us
it
to
a lot.
finish
Okay,
processing the
okay.
papers within the week.
I thought when he first said that, like, he had been getting sent something that was spooky. Okay, we're good.
It's a little hectic, but we'll manage.
Really? You sold it?
Don't sound so surprised. I told you, you don't stand a chance. The rights won't take no for an answer. You've been on the losing end from the very start. Ha!
Ah!
Whoever said I was interested in the house in the first place?
But
You
you
did.
said...
Despite his light tone, the snicker only comes off as annoying to my ears. I had to fight the urge to end the call right then and there. Stupid
You're
Ash.
such an ass. And just so you know, I'm not treating you to a separate celebration. Or ever.
No, that's just unfair. And here I was looking something up for you. Didn't you say you wanted to talk to Andrew?
Oh, the professor! Yeah, I'd almost forgotten about this. I didn't say that, but I didn't think he'd actually go through the trouble, considering how much he scoffed at the whole topic in the first place.
Is he okay with that?
Totally. Besides, I need to ask him about something. I might as well do it soon. What do you say you come with me tomorrow morning?
Well, there's no harm in it, I suppose. I've got a free day anyway.
Rita!
Great, I'll just pick you up. Don't oversleep.
Don't compare me to you. I'm not the one who sleeps like a rock.
Another round of chuckles come from him. Oh, I will live for the day he'll stop making fun of me. Just wait, you, Ashhole. As I'm about to end the call, he clears his throat.
And, Isabella?
Uh-huh? His sudden, diffident tone sends my eyebrows shooting up into my hairline. Is the world ending today?
Yeah? Did you forget something?
Come
Are
on!
you... Do you think we...
Ah, I mean, we all knew it. We all knew this is where I was going, but come on. He hangs up instantly. Rude. Completely rude. I didn't even get to thank him. The busy tone, though muffled, echoes through the receiver. No one is saying this will work. Even I'm doubtful it will. But right now, I'll take anything. Anything to get out of this nightmare. Sleep comes easier tonight. And for the first time in a long time, I dream of clear skies, of unrestrained laughter from children playing in the streets, and of small, cramped dwellings. To an outsider, the sight does not paint a pretty picture. However, this is home to me. Alright, moving on to October 23rd, Sunday. I think we'll just dig into a little bit here before stopping. Morning dawns bright and clear the following day. Although the air still feels muggy, and I miss the chilly autumn weather, it's one of those rare weekends where I'm up even before my alarm rings. If it wasn't for Ash's call last night, I'd probably sleep in. When 9 a.m. rolls around, I'm already heading downstairs where Ash is waiting for me in his car. His hair is a disheveled mess, eyes drowsy, and overall looking like he hurried to get out of bed. Or fell out of it. Or both. He looks adorably rumpled this way. But I'm not going to tell him that. It only bloats his unbearable ego.
Good morning, Ash.
He makes a motion with his finger to his ear. Tone it down.
Can you even drive?
He answers me with a slight raise of his hand, a yawn, nothing more. Now this is my kind of morning guy. He has never been particularly fond of mornings, and for that I'm thankful to every god in the universe. Less mental capacity for him to make fun of me. Ha! There's the reason why mornings are my favorite. It doesn't take long for us to reach our destination. The small cafe is situated in Luxborn's busy street, the same one I'd often visited with Becca for its cheap food. I'd never gone here on a Sunday, and it's striking how different it appears without the usual weekday and Saturday rush. You would think a cafe would be busier on Sundays, that's what I would think. The atmosphere especially reminds me of something we also have back home, near the university I used to attend. Wonder what happened to it. It was being renovated before I left, so I never got to visit one last time. The place has always had a calming effect on me. But today, despite standing in a place similar to it, anxiety easily washes over me as soon as I step out of the car. I'm quite used to dealing with people I've never met before thanks to my work, but still, I don't know him. In spite of the fact that both Ash and Becca vouched for him, what will he think of me and my story? I know what I think. What if he thinks I'm crazy? I know that I think you're crazy. Hell, even my own friends thought so. I draw in a breath to quell the panic beginning to rise in me. Oh well, only one way to find out. A few hesitant steps forward, and then Ash suddenly pulling me back by my elbow.
Hold on, scaredy cat, not too fast.
You don't want to scare the professor. Without warning, he flicks my forehead hard. Rude!
That hurts. What was that for?
What the hell? He's already walking away when I look up, and I hurry to catch up to him, puzzled. I really don't understand this guy. At least explain why you're flicking other people's foreheads all of a sudden. That is that is the basic thing to do, Ash. So rude.
Get yourself together, will you? He's not going to bite. He's very accommodating, too.
Oh, very accommodating.
I wasn't scared of him or anything.
I'm a
You
little
don't
scared.
look like it. Didn't sound like you were okay last night either.
Huh?
What was that last one? Hey, don't just ignore me.
All questions and retorts die in my mouth once he opens the door to the shop. A cast iron bell attached to it chimes softly, announcing our arrival. The smell of freshly brewed coffee welcomes us as soon as we step in. Alright, and so we make a nice little circle here with this episode. We started at the cafe, we will end at the cafe, and next time we will get a chance to meet this from what I hear, a very accommodating professor. We'll have to see what his whole deal is next time. Until then, this has been Downstage Gaming. I've been your host, Josh, and I will see you next time.